Greetings, my wonderful maids. My name is Flare Blitz, and we've returned back to this wonderful Otokonoko natured tale of girls, girls, girls. I'd like to get a new impression of the girls, watching them as a third party, looking in from the outside. Let's see what our friend Piracy has to offer. Piracy appears deeply engrossed in discussion with a middle-aged man in a baseball cap. To be precise, both of them are rather interested in the talk, their arms flail about in excitement and everything. And then I flipped him. Wow, a small scrawny guy like you? But if he was the goalie, he must have been heavy. It was nothing. I've been training my body ever since I was a kid. I just have a naturally thin physique. Truth is, I have a ton of muscle under these clothes, it's just hard to see. If you don't believe me, we can arm wrestle. I'll go easy on you since you're my master. You're on. No going easy on me though, kid. Ayase sits in a chair across from the customer. The two of them assume a proper arm wrestling position. Somehow, none of the other girls seem to notice this. Typical nature, as long as it's not violent. Or at the very least, they're choosing to ignore it, which means... my jaw drops. I don't know what I'm witnessing, but I feel like it's not something that's supposed to happen at a maid cafe. Anything can happen behind closed doors. Still, they both seem to be having fun, so I can't bring myself to interrupt them. When a crowd gathers around the table to place bets, I pray we don't get shut down for violating gambling laws. It's a sight to behold for sure. With all the people watching, it's hard for me to see properly, but I can hear the voice of Ayase and the old man from where I'm seated. You've got some muscles there, kid. Speak for yourself. I haven't had a challenge like this in a long time. Don't let it go to your head. You want this win. You're gonna work for it. The cheers from the crowd get loud as well. I can no longer hear their back and forth. A brief silence passes, and the woos and whoops erupt from the small gathering. It catches the attention of a few other customers, but only for a moment. I can't help but chuckle. Wonder who win. We can watch multiple people. Watch Hayasaka. I turn my gaze to Hayasaka, who's busy chatting with a table of 4 customers. It's a wonder she's able to engage with all of them like that. Alright. Oh, those are cute frills. So with that 2 Doki Doki omurice meal sets, 1 with green tea and 1 with coffee, 1 order of strawberry cake with café à l'out, and 1 tiramisu with hot chocolate. Is that right, masters? The customers respond in their affirmative, one after the other. Hayasaka, despite being a very energetic and spontaneous person, she knows how to organize people. It's the impressive gap mode for her. Let me just get that for you, then. It'll only be a couple of minutes. I hope my dear masters will wait for me. Of course we will. Hayasaka-chan, I'd wait till the end of time for you. Hayasaka-chan, when you talk like that, you're cuter than any of the other girls I know. Happy to think so, master. I really enjoy being cute. Are you single, Hayasaka-chan? Wouldn't know in that room before, master. Sure, pure-hearted romance fantasies are nice, but isn't there also a certain appeal to stealing me away from someone? And not knowing what the gender of that person might be just adds to the excitement too? I'm not much of a netto rare guy. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that. The pure romances were more of my thing. So you're going to just ruin things for me? Or remind stealing Hayasaka-chan from someone else? You guys. Sorry, Hayasaka-chan, those two are such a handful. No need to apologize, master. I'm here to serve your every command. Every command? Speaking of, I should probably take care of your orders. I'll be back in a few. Wait for me, okay? We'll be waiting for you. Guy 4 finally speaks. Hayasaka's crowd control skills really are something. I bet she'd be a star LOL player if she isn't already one in secret. What's with the asterisks? I spend the next hour continuing to watch the girls and writing notes on what I observe. Sena, Ayasa, Hayasaka, and Nancy run around the cafe serving customer after customer. Even just a short amount of time provides me with invaluable information. Plus, it helps me remember some of the things I forgot yesterday among the craziness. Hey, what you doing over there? Not slacking off, are you, Mr. New Manager? Wait. That kind of came out wrong. I'm just, like, trying to tease you. Not be antagonistic or anything. I'm just working. Nothing special. Sorry to disappoint. Ayasaka nods and smiles, blushing a lock of hair out of her face as she does so. Gotcha. Well, just to be clear though, it's not like I'm actually disappointed. I was just curious. You know, sometimes my little sister says I'm too curious. Maybe she's right. I tend to talk first and think later. So, what brings you out here? Just want to change of pace? Not exactly. I'm trying to learn more about the way the cafe operates, so I'm taking notes. Oh, in other words, you're spying on us. That is not the correct way of saying that. It's just to get first-hand experience of what the cafe is like and how it operates and how customers are treated and all that. And there's a little blush there that you're having there, Hayasaka. Hayasaka's teasing tone makes me strangely guilty, like I'm doing something inappropriate. Maybe it'd have been better to tell the girls what I was doing instead of just showing up like this. But hey, it's a surprise, and also doesn't put you on edge considering that you didn't know that you were being observed. Not many managers hide in the corner to spy on their employees. I must look like some kind of stalker or voyeur. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. I won't tell the others. As long as you don't give me any reason to. I hope you're joking. Of course I am. No need to be a buzzkill. Hayasaka-san, I don't find blackmail funny. You're like super stiff, aren't you? And not in a fun way. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you or anything. I was just making a bad joke, apparently. I can't even feel bad for her. With that defensive tone, all it does is ensure me that I was right to call her out on her stuff. Hopefully this won't be a problem going forward. Whatever. Just forget it. I have work to do anyway. There's still a couple of minutes left before my break. See you later, I guess. Ayasaka practically jogs away. I feel a slight pain of regret, but quickly push it back down and return to my work. Satisfied with my work, I close up the laptop and return to the office. Poking away a few odds and ends, I organize my notes and handle some inventory ordering. I end up spending a bit longer in my office than I thought I would. Turns out some of the inventory forms are more complex than one would think. That or whoever designed those things didn't know what the hell they were doing. Either way, by the time I leave the office, the girls are already on closing duties. Florina-san, we just closed a bit ago. We're just cleaning up now. But it's great to hear. If you need any help, please let me know. Thank you for the offer, but we're almost finished. Perhaps you could watch us tidy up so we know where everything goes? Honestly, I spent all day observing. I'd like to actually do something other than stare at people. That said, Sena's got a point. I won't be much help if I don't know how the process works, and with 4 girls working on the closing duties, there's almost nothing for me to do anyways. Sounds like a plan. Wonderful. Sena takes one step away, then turns back to me with concern. Is she having second thoughts? I don't mean to be nosy, but is everything alright? You seem a bit distracted. If you'd like, I can get you a cup of tea. I'll take it, thank you. Thanks. I think I'll take you up on that offer. It'll be just a few minutes there, master. Sena skirts off to the kitchen to make me my tea. While she's gone, I drop myself into a table, hopefully disguising the fact that I'm probably redder than a tomato right now. Did she call me master on purpose? Or is that just her inner maid leaking out? And how is Sena allowed to be that cute? Here you are. A cup of hot tea is set in front of me, steaming rising from the ornate porcelain vessel. The fragrance rising from it is almost as beautiful as the cup's design. or the individual that gave it to me in the first place. Call me impressed. Thank you, Sena-kan. It's my pleasure. If you have any questions about the cafe, please let me know. I'll do anything I can to help. It's not that I have any questions per se, it's just a lot to take in at once, you know. Yes, I can imagine. Before continuing, I'll take a sip of my tea before it gets cold. The fragrant smell from before pleasantly fills my senses, lifting away my stress. Then the calming, subtle flavor of the tea leaves hits my palate with a hint of sweet creaminess. This is delicious. I'm glad you like it. I apologize for not asking how you like your tea. I took the liberty of adding a bit of milk to it. No, this is great. Thank you. May I ask you something? I'm curious about some of my observations. Of course. Each of you seems to have your own group of customers, but having 4 employees on staff all of the time, is there enough work for everyone to do? I suppose the weekdays are a bit slow. Around the lunch hour we get a little busy, but otherwise I will admit I've had times with not much to do. Well, when that happens, what do? Twiddle your thumbs? No, I usually make the rounds and spend some extra time with the customers. They always enjoy the company. I see. What about the weekends? Weekends are usually pretty busy. I don't have as much extra time on these days. But that's just me. I see. Thanks, Sena-kan. I appreciate it. I'm always happy to help. Hey, you two. Almost done closing up. Since everyone else picked up your slack, you want to take care of the rest? That's fair. Sena and I admittedly spent longer chatting than we should have. To have it pointed out by another maid is a little embarrassing. After Nancy disappears, I'll hop up from my seat to help Sena out with wrapping things up. Well, Nancy-kan has a point. I'll go make sure everything's locked up. Thank you. And with that, the day ends. By the time on my way home, the sun is setting in the sky with beautiful orange rays shine across the horizon. After a grueling day of reconnaissance and paperwork, it's a real sight for sore eyes, literally. I pass a small restaurant on my way home, and the aroma of freshly cooked food takes hold of my senses. A rumble emanates from my stomach, and I'm painfully aware of just how hungry I am. Too bad I haven't stocked the fridge or cupboards as yet back at the apartment. Takeout? No, I don't think I could stand another night of takeout. Not to mention, that doesn't solve my food problem. Exactly, you gotta make your own food, damn it. Pulling out my phone, I locate the nearest shopping centre and follow my GPS. Even this late in the evening, the place is bustling. Then again, Akihabara is popular for its shops. I'll have to get used to this. I check the shopping centre's entranceway, then waddle my way over to the nearest grocery to grab some food. A bit of produce, some non-perishables, I zigzag my way through the aisles, picking up whatever looks good. Some ready-made dishes to top things off, and that should satiate my stomach's whinings for a while. The affair lasts for about 50 minutes from start to end with groceries in tow. I'm on my way out of a shopping centre until I stopped by a familiar face. That is... Oh, hi there. I spent a bit of time wondering when I stumbled upon a girl, a very fashionable girl, that just so happens to go by the name of Ayasaka. Hey, Florina-san, what a coincidence. What are you up to? Need help looking for anything? I'm an expert at shopping. Where do you like to go? Where do you like to shop? Any favourite stores? I don't know if our tastes overlap that much. I don't judge. To add emphasis, Hayasaka does a quick twirl, showing off her lovely outfit. It's one of those ensembles that one might see at a fashion show. Well, you see yourself sporting the latest trends like these? 'Cause I know some good banquets and clothing stores here for women. That does make a lot of sense. I probably should have guessed that as much. Probably, yeah. What else would a lady be doing at a mall? I mean, Not that there's anything wrong with making a mistake once in a while. I do that too. Even the most obvious things fly over my head sometimes. Like the fact you're basically insulting me right now? Not that I mind. When Hayasaka insults me, it feels less like bullying and more like a cute quirk. I think that is probably how you should take it. It's the polar opposite of Nancy. Yeah, because Nancy feels dominating, whereas Hayasaka just feels like a small poke. Thanks for the reassurance, Hayasaka-san. You're welcome. It's almost like she doesn't even know how her words come off sometimes. Oh well, it's not like she means anything bad by it. Probably. By the way, do you want me to take you anywhere? Probably not like a banquet, but if you still have some shopping to do... Actually, I'm already done. I was just about to head out when we bumped into each other. Oh really? That's too bad. Maybe we can go another time then? Maybe we can, like, go on a shopping trip sometime? When I imagine shopping side by side with Hayasaka, it feels an awful lot like a date. A perfectly heterosexual date. The more vivid the image becomes, the more nervous I get. What if people think we're a couple? Won't Hayasaka be annoyed, since we're both... I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Wait, is Hayasaka interested in men or women? Or both or neither? Does she even consider herself a guy? Look, as Nancy said in the previous episode, beauty is upon the eye of the beholder. Is she even single? The amount of questions swelling my head makes me dizzy. The worst part is, I know this is putting the horse before the cart. I'm just so damn curious. I really, really want to ask, but I know I can't. Not now anyway. Hey, Florina-san. Are you alright? Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Not one. I should probably get going. Same. I'll probably have to run to the shops before they send out the new lines. What a pain. I should have got straight there, huh? Oh, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy spending time with you or anything. Look, if you don't get the clothes that you want, is it technically our fault that you didn't get the last one online? Just bad timing was all. Hey, what do you mean bad timing? You saying running to me was bad timing, Hayasaka? How dare you? I know the feeling that happens. Talk about foot in the mouth syndrome. This happens so much. I might as well have a... Anyways. I'm not saying you're abnormal for if you do have one, but it's not normal to have one. That's one way of saying it. Not how I would have worded that sentence, but it makes for quite the delightful sight when Hayasaka realizes what she just said. I did not just say that. Yeah, of course you didn't say that. Great, I'm talking way too much. I'm sorry, I really have to go. No worries. Don't let me waste any more of your time. I'll see you tomorrow at work. For sure. Bye-bye. 1 second, Hayasaka was smiling at me. The next, she disappeared in a blow of pink, speeding up the stairs and to the upper floors. It all happened so fast, I'm left wondering how many people got trampled from Hayasaka's desire to go shopping. Every bag, every head that's on the escalator. It all happened because of Hayasaka's desire to see what the last line of lingerage is. I have to admit though, I'm impressed with how fast she climbed those stairs. Last time I saw that kind of speed, I had the Olympics on TV. Unfortunately, her physique prowess does not inspire me to jog back to the apartment. I take my slow, casual stride all the way home, and that is how you should do with precious food in your bags. In my defense, I've got a couple of bags of groceries hanging off each arm. That's got to count for something, doesn't it? It doesn't take long to unpack the bags of food and do some light cleanup. My growling stomach is more than thankful for that. What happened to the boxes that you didn't get and the boxes that you got from someone else? I grab some origami and settle down in the living area, popping open some videos on my computer while I eat. I follow up the meal with a nice long bath to celebrate today's hard work. The warm water and steam work miracles for my muscles. By the time I roll into bed, I'm feeling relaxed and ready for another day at work. Work, 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 work. With another day underway, I find myself wandering between customers, taking some notes and chatting up a few of the regulars. I'm able to get a better understanding of just why some people come here. First and foremost, the Otokonoko maids are the biggest draw, no surprise. It's the thing that makes us stand out as a cafe. It is our flagship product point, or the flagship service. It's not every day one can sit down at a table and have a cute crossdresser serve them food. Beyond the obvious draw, however, plenty of other factors play into people's decision to come here. I like the atmosphere here. It's always relaxed and the food is pretty good too. How's the pricing? It's a bit more than other places, but not by much. Besides, half the reason I come here is just to see Sena-chan. She makes for a great listener when work is digging into my book. Been to other places where the staff don't give you the time of day. They take your order, take your money, here's the food, and off they go. I think that's just what you call the bare minimum. So a sense of camaraderie. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know if I pronounced that word correctly. Hell, even Nanase-san asks me about work. You feel welcome here. In the short time I've been here, some of the more positive interactions between staff and customers have been when one of the maids would just sit down and shoot the breeze with a customer or two. Fortunately, we have enough staff where one or two maids stopping for a chat doesn't hurt anything. But it does hinder that old financial side of the business. I'd imagine busier cafes and restaurants can't afford such a luxury with their employees. Improvements? Yeah, like anything we could do better to help the experience. Shorter skirts. In all seriousness though, I don't know. This place is part of my schedule for a reason. It's a break from life. Uniform changes. I'm glad the guy was joking, well, maybe half joking, but considering the nature of our maid uniforms, drastic changes would come at a hefty price. Yeah, you'd have to get them all new uniforms, which is money which we do not have. That, and I have to question just how the girls will react to shorter skirts. I'm sure Nanase would be the only one that wouldn't challenge that to a huge extent. I feel like I'm a part of something here, like a family. Shugo. I see Ayase-san laugh at a joke someone makes, and her smile just lights up the place. Or if someone makes her cry, the whole cafe goes dead silent. Saw that happen one time. Poor fool had so many glowing faces on him. I think he sweated all the way to the door. No kidding. What the hell did that guy do? Couldn't say. All I can remember is the poor sap's eye when he saw the whole place staring at him. Priceless. Didn't take long to cheer up Ayase-san after he flew the coop. Yeah, I remember that. Ayase-san? Out of nowhere, and I forgot to pronounce his full name. The blonde maid appears with a tray of drinks. She's laughing as she serves the man a water, along with some adjacent customers. Scared you, Florina-san? Of course not. Don't know about that. Pretty sure he hit the ceiling just now. There's the dent. The guy points up and, like an idiot, I look at the ceiling. Not even a second past and the two burst out into laughter. You really fell for that? My face heats up and I realize that more than just the two of us next to me are laughing. There's giggles from all over the cafe and I do my best to laugh it off. So, Shugo-san, how's the game coming? Did you guys have a new release? It seems he's a regular. I actually knows his name. And like the first customer he had mentioned, she cares about his work. Shugo-san, you're back. So you finished your project? The man sitting at the table humbly smiles and nods to both of them. He's in his mid to late 30s, but clutches a glass of water with the grip of an elderly man. I hadn't noticed it before, but the guy is only a few blinks away from falling asleep. What? This morning. Stopping in for some food before I finally get to hit the sack. It was a game, you said? The man gives a nod and smiles. Yep, cause now with it out of the door, the real fun begins. Ah, critics, bug fixing and stuff like that. Probably much like this game as well. There's that, but I'm more worried about bugs and emergency patches. I'm sure it'll be fun. You're way too picky to let any creepy bug sneak by. Hey, doesn't matter how intricate you are with your game, there's always going to be something that pops out. Ayase-san is right. You should have more faith in yourself. You're a hard worker. You deserve a rest. I watched the two girls chat with a regular about this game and all the effort he put in. I've played more than a few games in my day. From plumbers and turtles to soul-sucking difficulty. Oh dear, the first one is about a Mario of sorts to soul-sucking difficulty like Dark Souls. I can't even fathom the amount of effort that goes into making a game insurmountable. Florina Sena, something wrong? No, nothing at all. Just Ayase-san and Hayasaka-san chatting with one of our regulars. Oh, it's Sugar-san. His team must have finished another game. You know him too? He's been somewhat of a regular here now for a while. He's always polite, and thanking us for all of our hard work. It's always a delight to see him stop by. Are a lot of customers like him? Sena thinks for a moment and then nods. Yes, it's one of the reasons I enjoy working here. It's quite rare to have a rude customer, but it does happen on occasion. There'll always be a few bad eggs, or a few bad apples. I think it just comes with the territory. Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Even in the small town I grew up by, we'd see the occasional salty customer or two when my parents would take us out. Pretty sure I caught my dad mumbling under his breath something about taking up the trash for poor waiters. Of course he never did. Sugar-san! Suddenly the developer erupts from his seat and stumbles his way out of the door. Identifying Hayasaka and Ayase not in shock but with concern written all over their faces. Something wrong? Work text him. Sounded big with the way he left. Probably those idiots from that F59 area site. F59 area? Apparently it's a popular website where... Is it something to do with 4chan? It's a popular website where people download games for free. Oh... You gotta deal with that real quickly. Sugar-san's last project had problems with the site as well. Unfortunately, it looks like things haven't gotten any better. He didn't even finish his food. There's probably not much he could do though, right? Yep, that requires immediate action. Oh, for goodness sakes, what is with Hayasaka's face for? Looking so disappointed, it glares through my very soul. I mean... It's not like they can shut down the site or anything. Of course not, but... Do you play many video games, Florina-san? Whenever I have time. I've got an old gaming system in my apartment. It's not much, but I like to hop on for a few hours here and there. I must admit, I don't play video games. But when Suga-san is here, he talks at great lengths about the work needed to make one. It certainly doesn't sound easy. That's true. With all the different pieces that have to fit together, from music and sound design to coding and art direction, so many people with a variety of talents have to come together for a game, for the good of a game, and one single semicolon missing or too much really breaks the game. And Nana C breaks in. Something happened out here? Did Florina just chase out a customer? Hey, you didn't see what happened, so don't be judgmental, okay? Nagachi? No, just... The girls fill Nancy in on what happened. Seems even Nancy knows of our little coda too. Seeing everyone concerned over one of our customers actually brings a smile to my face. While I got the scene, since these girls cared based on speaker with Shugo and other customers, seeing them worry so much over his troubles is heartwarming. Fortunately, we're at a slow part of the day, and our other customers tended to, but I do catch our other customers listening in, chatting among themselves about our improv meeting. It's not just the girls who care about Suga-san. It's like they're stealing. You know, some moron tried eating it without paying. I beat the hell out of him. We couldn't stay open if we let people eat for free. At least we don't have to worry about anyone pirating us. I'm pretty sure that'd be classified as kidnapping. Could you blame them though? Cute maids like us? I wouldn't blame them if someone ran off a Sena can. Ayase-san, what are you saying? That you are oh so cutesy-wootsy. Ayase laughs again at Sena's reaction, and I can't help but laugh with her. I think you should take that as a compliment. I try to mediate, but Sena is unimpressed. I would rather not think about being kidnapped. But I think Ayase is not thinking about you being kidnapped, but it's the reason of why you're being kidnapped. It's not the crime itself, but the motive behind it. That's important. I'm not saying it's important in a good sense either. Or pirated for that matter, or what that goes into making games. I can only imagine the amount of time the developers and artists spend on something so detailed. And unfortunately one day that won't be the case because AI will overtake everything. And the writing too. Hours and hours of work. Believe me, I know. You do script writing or something? No, just never mind. Some people just don't realize how much creators rely on fan support. It pays for bills, gets them through life, you know? I agree, I'm sure it's very exciting too, seeing so much support for something you've worked so hard on, just like working at this cafe. Seeing you all here, Florina-san, and the customers too, it makes me want to work hard every day to see those smiling faces. Not to mention sequel after sequel. Agreed. I think it's safe to say we'd be nothing without the people that make all of this possible. That's why we need to keep working hard every day. It's why I need to work hard. For you girls. For our customers. For everyone. It's the truth. Without everyone here, it'd be impossible for me to do what I do. And not just for 4 beautiful maids, but the customers too. Everyone has an important role to play. Exactly. Every single component that comes in and out of this cafe makes it whole. From me as cafe's manager, to the staff that keeps things running, to the customers that brightens the smiles on the girls' faces. There's an old saying that goes, united we stand and divided we fall. It couldn't be more true. People can accomplish wonderful things when they work together. It's the same. Whether it's Sugo and his team creating hours of video game content, or me with the girls running an Otokonoko maid cafe, the combined support of fans and workers alike is what allows for something magical to be created and shared. Once again, I find myself sitting in a dark corner taking notes on my laptop. At this point, I'm starting to feel more like a journalist than a manager. Look, you need to journal down activities, okay? Maybe I should start asking Sena to get me my usual every day too. Then it'll be like I'm part of some exclusive club. Either way, I'm ready to hunker down for the next couple of hours. Unlike yesterday, I'll be stuck here for practically the entire day. Why? Well, because I need all of the data I can get my hands on. Yesterday, I basically just confirmed what I already knew, but now it's concrete rather than just foam. Today I need to make progress. I have to search for budget cuts, or else. The 2 main items I've circled are the menu and the work hours. The former doesn't appear to make up a large part of the budget, but over the course of a month it adds up. Yep, it stacks and stacks and stacks. The latter, the employees' salaries, is the larger problem. Is it a bit much? Sitting here doing nothing for hours is more tiring than one might expect. It's the same scene over and over again. If this place had a different security system, it wouldn't be so bad. I could set up a camera and observe things from here. Alas, the only camera the place owns is occupied with watching customers enter and exit from the front doors. Even then, the thing only records in black and white. Hot exactly HD. Ugh, I need to do something to recharge my brain. Focusing is turning into a chore. Maybe I should switch things up by talking to one of the girls. Interview them a little. Talk to Sena save. I think with this scroll, it should be designated to the most recent one so that it has the topmost one here. And then, unless, of course, when you go to the bottom, then, of course, it'd have the most recent one down here if all of them are filled out. But it should go to the most recently saved one. No, I don't want to re-save over it. I want a fresh state. Talk to Hayasaka. No. Talk to Sena. I look around until I spot Sena, but she doesn't appear to be anywhere inside the cafe. I even wait several minutes in case she's in the bathroom or getting something from the back. She was here this morning. I wonder if she's out doing advertisement. A wave of panic hits me. What if a customer abducted her? Or she walked out of the job? Or maybe she's still somewhere and had a medical emergency. I start by looking in the bathrooms, but they're empty aside from one customer with indigestion. But as I walk back into the dining room, Sena walks through the front door. We make eye contact, and with how worked up I became, Sena walks straight over to me. Are you feeling alright, Florina-san? You look as if you've seen a ghost. I'm more worried about you. I'm more worried about you, Sena-can. About me? But why? Well, you left the cafe. What happened? Left the cafe? I was standing up front, hand up. I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too. She was just literally doing that. She was literally handing out flyers like how I thought that was going to be. We missed out an entire scene, for goodness sakes. Yeah, talk to Sena, and I believe it would have been, I'm fine now. Yeah, I'm fine now. Thanks for asking. And I apologize. I must seem like a crappy manager if you keep having to ask me questions like that. No, I don't believe that at all. It's just, when you look so troubled, I feel I need to make sure you're alright. So I can't really explain it. Oh well, I'm sure you'd do that for anyone. You're too nice a person, but I do appreciate it though. It's nice to have someone who cares around. I want to do that for just anyone. Yeah, exactly. Just when Serena speaks, a roar of laughter echoes through the crowd. Looking over, I actually got into quite the animated discussion with some of the customers. It's nice to see people enjoying our maids. It makes things a bit hard to hear. Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. What'd you say? No, I was talking to myself. Anyway, what can I help you with? I just want to let you know if you need help with anything, I'm willing to give you a hand. That's all. Oh, I see. I am done handing out flyers for the evening, and I've not taken any customers as orders yet. I apologize for letting Sam, but nothing comes to mind. Oh, there's no trouble. I just go back to my computer. It feels like within the weekdays, we could reduce the amount of maids here from 4 to 2. Because of the amount of tasks that go on, probably we don't need all of the people power here that we do now. And then from there, I know it's cruel to each individual maid, but we don't need everyone here at any given point in time. We really need to either reduce each maid's salary or reduce the amount of times that each maid comes in on a day-to-day basis. I go back to my computer. I start to walk back when Sena grabs me by the shoulder, turn around to meet her awkward smile. Wait, on second thought, there is something you can do for me. Well, all of us really. What is it? I'm quite sure everyone would appreciate it if you tidied up the cafe a bit for us. Customers leave the tables messy and drop things on the floor all the time. It would be very helpful if you went around and took care of that for us. Even though I've essentially been assigned a janitor, when Sena's beaming so beautifully, it's too difficult to turn her down, so I muster the best grin. I give a nod. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll get right to it. Thank you, Florina-san. It only takes about half an hour for me to have everything cleaned up. As it turns out, the girls are diligently on top of things, so the mess never builds up to anything crazy. And that's honestly for the best, actually. If you leave messy things just lying around and it just stacks up, that's going to look bad for business reputation. Either way, my aching back is relieved by the time I'm done scrubbing tables and drying spills. Admittedly, I'm also a bit upset that I didn't get to talk to Sena for very long, but I'm sure there'll be other opportunities. I settle back over to my makeshift workstation in the corner and sit down with a long sigh. I wonder if there are actually better options we could take, like the events that transpire after, like with Sena that wasn't very accomplishing when it comes to conversational wise, but would we others have a better or worse route on this particular occasion? That was a decent break and my brain does feel refreshed, but it's just such a drag to creep back to my lonely little corner. I feel like a child going back into timeout. Well, this is where I'm being paid to do and everyone's livelihood is on the line. Now isn't the time to pout. It's time to man up and prove to the cafe's owner, and more importantly myself, that I can do this. That I can succeed if I put my mind to it. So I get back to work ignoring that whiny, anxious voice at the back of my head that says there are better, more fun ways to spend my time. You won't get the better of me this time, Mr. Procrastination Monster. I'll say Master there. I'm used to an environment where everyone is called Master. My wrists and shoulders ache from typing all day, but my detailed report is finally finished. I might have checked it for typos a few too many times, but it's fine. Exactly, it's better to be too careful than not careful enough. In the end, I completed what I set out to do. I've made that first big step towards my goal. From just 2 days of observation, I learned plenty of valuable information. In terms of popularity, from most to least popular, the girls are ranked as such. Really? Most to least popular? I want to say Ayase is least popular. That's a bit cruel. But I do admit that Hayasaka's fashion sense does kind of play into a natural advantage. Sena for her very, very welcoming aura. Nancy for a bit of a bold experience. And Ayase, cute, tomboyish. The gap between each of them isn't anything notable though. Exactly. That said, I noticed that while there's certainly some overlap in the types of customers they attract, they do each have their own demographic. Even so, the girls frequently have periods where they don't have anything to do except hover around the customers who are dying and talk to them or one another. And that is where the main crux comes into play, because there's not enough tasks to be able to dish out to each of the 4 maids so that they're always working while having just that little bit of free time to be able to talk to customers. Like, that bit of free time is important, but the amount of free time is too much. Not to mention that running a quick calculation of how much it costs to have all 4 of them work while the cafe is open versus profit per hour turns out pretty sad results, honestly. It's a miracle the place has stayed open this long. Moving on, there are lots of items that can stand to be cut from the menu entirely. Things like gyudon, omurice and sweets are ordered often, but then some others weren't ordered once today. And looking through our inventory history, some of the ingredients are hardly ordered at all. Now, there's just one thing left for me to do. All 4 of these. We are all here. What do you need, Florina-san? Not to be rude, but is this going to take long? Because I promised I'd help my little sister with something at home today. Well, that's a bit rude. Your manager comes first. Remember who's giving you your paycheck, Hayasaka. I'm kidding. I would not be that cruel. And you know how little sisters get. I'll make her cry. I'll never live it down. If I had a little sister, I might have been able to relate. For better or worse. I'm an only child, so the best I can do is feign understanding. Don't worry. It should only take a couple of minutes at most, I promise. I know it's not ideal doing this so abruptly, but it's important that you stay until the end. Is that okay? Alright, I get it. I'll take one for the team. Thank you, Hayasaka-kan. I appreciate it. Huh? Nancy makes a show of signs. She clearly wants someone to ask what's wrong, but the fact that she thinks Hayasaka is being favored is written all over her face. She puffs up her cheeks and turns away from the rest of us while she realizes no one will take her bait. Yes, she wants attention. It's pretty darn cute, even though Nancy is a huge pain in the ass most of the time. Thankfully, not literally. I mean, it could be literally if you want it. So, what is it? I had a few questions regarding the cafe. sounds easy enough. First off, which days tend to be the busiest? That would be Friday and Saturday. Gotcha. Definitely weekends always get busy for us. Nancy and Ayase also not in agreement. It's exactly what I expected, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. So, if it's always busy on Friday and Saturdays, then it would be best if all 4 of them are present here. But on the other days, we should only have 2 or 3 at the very most. Makes sense. What about the menu? I've noticed we've got a bit of bloat to the menu. Any suggestions of how we can change it? Oh, geez, this place has had the same menu for as long as I can remember. Okay, that could be a problem. We don't even have seasonal specials. That explains why I couldn't feel any seasonal promotional materials stored away in my office. I was worried that might be the case. But that would cost money, but it could also be a net positive. I think we should follow more trends. I totally agree with Ayase-san. I'd love some Sakura-themed foods and drinks when pumpkin in the fall. Yes! Pumpkin lattes are so delicious. Whew. Whatever you... So, where do you think we are? America? Hey. There's no rule that says only Americans can like pumpkin spice. Exactly. I love myself a pumpkin spice latte in Halloween. Well, maybe there should be. Matcha is a better choice. You can order matcha anytime, though. Now, ladies, there's no need to argue. Besides, both matcha and pumpkin spice are wonderful in the fall. And that gives me an idea. What if we create a menu set that includes both flavors? You know, that's actually a great idea. Nice, I'll write that down and we can hammer out the details later. Anything else? Well, there are some menu items that customers simply do not order, or at least not that often. Then we can take those off the menu because we can save money by not ordering the specific ingredients in which those particular items are equated to. So what I'm saying is, there are certain ingredients which are unique to a certain product, but if those ingredients are shared towards another item on the menu that is popular, then don't take away ordering that ingredient. But if the ingredient is isolated to a particular item that is not ordered, then we can take that away from our supply chain. Perhaps we could replace those with new items or reuse the ingredients for new menu items. Sena has come to the same conclusion as me. In a way, it's reassuring, and I haven't even considered expanding the menu by reusing ingredients, as long as those ingredients are in date. Great idea. Anything else? I wait for a moment, but no one speaks up, so I take that as a no and move on. One last question. It's a bit personal, but I hope you don't mind. What kinds of customers do you tend to wait on? The girls exchange slightly confused looks as they think over the question. It's not meant to be offensive, but more to gauge the variety of customers that we have. Exactly. I cannot say for certain. I see a lot of people throughout the day. I don't think there's any one type of person that I wait on. Huh? Really? I actually get a ton more guys and girls, but guys love to flirt with me. Yeah, we've seen that firsthand. But most of the girls act like they just want to be friends. Interesting. I never noticed that with our customers. Crazy, huh? Very. What about you two? Ayase-san and Nanase-can. I don't know, it's kind of a waste of time to sort people out like that. Really? Because if there's a particular customer that comes in on a particular day, then unfortunately I'm going to have to say something about the lines of, well, if we get this particular kind of customer in this day and a particular kind of customer on another day, then we can allocate maids on certain days depending on what customers come in on that day. I'd rather just focus on making sure the customers enjoy themselves. That's rather generalistic, but understandable. She looks at me as if I've just asked a stupid pointless question, and to her, maybe it really does seem that way, but I'd like some proper answers to help everyone. And Hayasaka's only been the only one that has given out a very specific answer, which I like. It's not a topic I want to push, but it wouldn't be fair to ask the others and not Nanase. You really haven't noticed anything, even just in retrospect. Does it matter? Yes! It's important, Nancy-can. Come on, Myosuki. You don't have to be stubborn 24/7. If you aren't careful, it'll start to affect your cuteness rating. We have a cuteness rating? What? You've got to be kidding me. I'm totally not. There's a fine line between adorably quirky and frustrating to tolerate. Aww. I'm not exactly sure what I'm witnessing, but whatever this is, it seems to be working. Ayasaka's words are getting through to Nancy. For a split second, her mask cracks. Fine, have it your way. It's no fun if I get ganged up on. I get a 50-50 split of male and female customers, roughly. Other than that, if I had to describe the people who stand out, it'd be closeted. What do you mean? People who prefer to be by themselves or shut-ins? Closeted guys, though, the type who stare at my abs and ass a little too long but played off when they realize I've caught them. I always get a good laugh out of the way their face turns bright red when I smirk at them. I feel like I'm missing something important. Aren't a lot of male customers attracted to men? Maybe, but that's not the point. Not on business either. In a way is true, actually. It's not your business, and that's not the point. Maybe they're just attracted to the maid element and the fact that your cross-dressers is just a DLC to that main aspect. As long as our customers have a good time while they're here, then I don't care what their preferences are. Yeah, I'll have to agree with Nancy-can. I don't think we should overthink this, Florina-san. It's not a matter of overthinking. It's just a matter of, well, for me, gathering data. Yeah, plus one to that, it's not our business. Actually, I haven't answered your question yet. I mostly get middle-aged men, but I'm not sure why. It's not like they get nasty with me or anything. Sometimes we even have these super long conversations about sports and stuff. Well, aren't you the sporty one out of everyone I see? Not that I'm complaining. I see. That is strange. I can't completely understand why they're drawn to Ayase. I'm baffled she doesn't understand that they find calamities in her. Either way, that strange sense of obliviousness is cute. Now then, to end this little meeting, I have an announcement. Starting tomorrow, we're going to shake up the work schedules and only the two of you working... I knew this was going to come at some point. And only the two of you working per day. Oh, yep, that goes to everyone's surprise. All four visibly jump from the announcement. The shock on each of their faces is palpable. As much as I'd like to wait until next week to do this, the sooner we start saving money, the better. I hope the girls don't hate me. Tomorrow, Sena-can and Ayase-san will work together. The day after, Hayase-san and Nancy-can will work together. You remain in these pairs and alternate days. So that's why you were asking those questions. Yes, I wanted to make sure our customers would be well covered no matter who was working. But what about paychecks? Won't this cut our pay in half? As much as I'd like to reassure Ayase, their paychecks are the exact reason we're having this conversation. Well, part of the reason. I give a hesitant nod in response. Unfortunately, yes, this is going to cut your wages down. Are you serious? We've been working these hours for months. Why the hell are you suddenly springing this onto us, and with no warning? Hayase-san, I'm very sorry. But from what you girls have told me, and looking at the numbers, we can save a lot of money by limiting the amount of staff per day. If we had a high influx of customers, we can justify the current schedules. But as it is, I'm worried we'll lose too much money this way. I am sorry. I'm really hoping this isn't a permanent change. It sounds like we have to put you in a tough position, Florina-san. I don't like it either, but I understand where you're coming from. I'll say it again. A little bit of notice would have been nice. Damn it, I might have to find a second job now. Talk about pulling the rug from under us. The disappointment lingers in the air. Only the coming days will tell whether or not the girls will resent me for this. I won't blame them one way or the other. If the situation were reversed, I'd probably hate me too. But this is also for their sake. It's better to have a part-time job than no job at all, right? That's all I've got. I'll close the place up myself, so feel free to get changed and head out. But let me know if you need anything. Well, whatever. I can't deal with this right now. I have to get going. My sister's waiting. Ayasaka walks over to the locker room, void of her usual cheer. Shortly after, Nancy wordlessly heads to change as well. Nancy and Sena eventually follow suit. I note my own devices, so I quickly get to work tidying up the place. There is a difficult decision, yes, but it's also one that's paramount for the business's success. Ayase and Sena both move effortlessly through the cafe as they take orders, deliver food, and chat up customers. To any customer, they smile and chat like any other day at the cafe. If one pays close enough attention, it's easy to see those smiles fade away when one disappears into the kitchen. Watching them, I've got mad respect for the two girls and all the effort they put into this place. Even knowing that I've cut half of their hours in half, and did so without much of any warning. That's the part that I regret the most out of the situation. Hopefully in the long run it'll pay off. Omurice coming right up. Please wait just a bit, master. Ayase takes an order from yet another customer before finally disappearing off to prep the food. 2 slices of banana cream cake with strawberry ice cream. Oh, that sounds delicious. Sena, meanwhile, has her arms full as she sets down a couple of plates in front of another table of customers. Her smile is graceful ever. One of the customers comments on her beautiful smile and the girl just blushes. Really? So, you lighten up this room. I'd be every day if I could. That's very sweet of you, master. Unfortunately, I'm not here every day. But I am very happy you think so. The customers swoon over elegant mannerisms. I can't help but feel a twitch of guilt when she has to mention not being every day. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Oh dear. I just hope that with time the girls will be able to forgive me for jumping all this change upon them. I should really be doing something. Yes, not just observing, but doing something. To help those who are left here feel a bit more appreciated. I'm just sitting in my booth again, observing while only our 2 maids for the day are out on the floor doing all the work. Maybe if I just sneak into the kitchen I could do some of the cooking. With that, I pull up from my seat and wander back with Sena and Ayase wait on customers. I step into the kitchen and glance over a small pile of orders the girls have built up. Looks like they built up the pile, then come back to cook them in batches, sorry. They even have their names written on the individual pieces of paper so the girls know who is delivering what. Rolling up my sleeves, I go to work on cooking up some rice and preparing some desserts. Some of the food being orders beyond my skills as chef, so Ayase or Sena will need to make those. But if I can at least offload some of the cooking, then that should help the two out. It doesn't take long and I've got a couple of orders of food ready for her customers. As I'm working through, I hear a gasp and turn to find Sena standing at the counter. Florina-san? What are you doing here? A question catches me completely off guard. It's not like I'm some random bum on the street. I do work here. Better yet, I'm a manager at this cafe. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting to see you back in the kitchen. Did you cook all this? She glances over a handful of meals I've prepared on the counter. Yep, figured I might as well help while I'm here. I dropped a lot on you girls yesterday. I'm sorry about that. You scared us with that announcement. We've all been working full time for so long, no one thought twice about it. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured based on the numbers I saw. Either no one paid attention or no one really cared. Considering the owner, I could honestly see it going either way. I just want to make sure the place brings in money. I'd love to keep all of you on full time. I understand. It's not easy for everyone, but you're trying to do what's best. Well, you'll get used to it. Sena. She's a girl with a heart of gold here. After what I did, I expected everyone to hate me. And who knows, maybe this is the calm before the storm. Now seeing Hayasaka wasn't exactly thrilled when I dropped the news tomorrow could be fun. Anyway, if I can help you girls out with the cooking, then I'll do whatever I can. Unfortunately, Florina-san, as happy as I am that you're helping, I'd prefer it if you let Ayasa-san and myself cook. What? Why? The customers get quite stingy over who touches their food. Ah, there's always going to be some kind of personal preference in this. They want the maids to be the only ones handling their meals. Anyways, you sure I can't help with anything? Guessing taking up the food wouldn't work either. No. Why don't you leave the cooking and waitressing to us? Thank you so much for the offer though, I do appreciate it. Defeats, I resign myself to the office, dropping myself into the chair and flipping on the computer. I scan through the data I've collected over the past couple of days. It's useful information, but I'm not sure how to apply all of this raw data into actionable items for a cafe. If I could help with the hands-on work like the kitchen, I'd feel more productive, but apparently the customers detest the very thought of someone not cute touching their food. Hey, I am cute. Beauty upon the eye of the beholder. And if I'm not cute to someone, then I'm cute for you. Talk about barking up the wrong tree. I need to find something to do. We're going to call the cafe's owner. No use in sitting around twiddling my thumbs. If I'm going to be a manager, I need to know what a manager's responsibilities are. The unfortunate aspect of college is that it tends to be quite lacking in the hands-on department. Textbooks and tests are a poor substitute for experience as it turns out. Both are what you would call... oh, for goodness sakes, I forgot what words I was about to say though. Advantageous and disadvantageous. Since every business has its own unique quirks, I might as well call the owner and ask him for advice about what the heck I should be doing. Grabbing my phone, I dialed up a number and wait for him to answer. The line rings several times and for a moment I'm afraid it'll go over to voicemail. Hello, who is this? It's me, Florina-san. Oh, what the hell are you calling me for? Don't you have a job to do? Well, this is going swimmingly, but I caught him in a good mood. That's actually why I'm calling. I had some questions I wanted to ask you. I was wondering if you could have a list of duties or tasks I'm supposed to be in charge of here. I'm a bit lost on what I should be doing. Did you learn nothing in college? The term manager is a bit self-defined, isn't it? You manage the cafe. But there's specific tasks that might be intricate to this particular cafe that I might need to know about. Yeah, great help there, Einstein. If I'm just going to get berated by this guy, what I call? Fine. Have you at least gone over the managerial documents that were on your desk? Ah, those I did read through. A lot of technical jargon and human resource type stuff. The documents in question give a high-level overview of the cafe, its staffing and services, but didn't go into the detail about individual responsibilities. Yeah, I read through those already. Didn't mention about my position, much about my position though. Alright, let's go for your work email setup then. Okay. Yona walks me through a series of steps to connect me with the cafe's email domain and helps to provide me with my own email address. It's a simple procedure on my end. I mainly read off a few prompts on the screen when he communicates with someone to get me connected. Only thing I really do is think of a password and I'm good to go. And you've got the confirmation email? Yes, it's right here. Good. I'll get something sent out to you tomorrow then. For now, just hang tight and do whatever. Thanks. I'll figure something out. Good. Anyways, I need to go. I'm at a beach with my family. Oh, great. Great, you're doing something other than working. Sorry for interrupting. Just make sure you check your email. I will. I'll get right on that tomorrow. The owner doesn't even say goodbye, he just hangs up. Well, that went about as well as a lead balloon. And those don't even exist unless you're playing Ballon's Tower Defense. Not that it exactly helps me much. Cool, I've got an email with job details coming tomorrow. What else should I do until then? More observations. Guess I'll poke around the internet. It's not much, but it's the best I've got. Read up on some articles, maybe watch some videos and see what people online are saying. because no one online would ever give me bad information. Yeah, no one would ever give you false, misleading information on the internet. That's the number one place to get bad information. A few hours passed as I skimmed through different blogs and other websites. Some of the information is good, while other pieces I find didn't exactly apply to cafes. But worse is when I find contradicting information. Like one site says to achieve actively engage with your customer's base, while others make the bold claim of managers are to be treated like children. Seen and not heard. Unless there's a problem, then be the adult. Great, that's encouraging. Yeah, we're not going to tread on that one. Everyone should be considered as an equal in some ways, but we are still the manager, and that is why we manage the cafe and gave out the harsh decision to only have 4 to 2. The sound of someone knocking on my office door pulls my head up from the computer. Who is it? Yeah, come in. Are you alright, Florinia-san? It's Sena and Ayase. I guess. Something wrong? I don't exactly expect both maids to be standing in my office doorway when they're the only 2 on duty for the day. That's why we're here. You've holed up in the office all day. What about the cafe? It's alright, business has slowed down a bit. We won't stay long. I left outside, not annoyed at them, but more so that they felt the need to check on me. I'm a long way from being an actual manager. Well, while we're here, I just got off the phone with the owner. Are we closing down after all? No, nothing like that. I called him because I wanted a list of managerial duties for a cafe. I'm not exactly sure what it means to be a manager here. Perhaps we can help? Ayase-san and I have more experience here anyway. Yeah, we know this place like the back of our hands. Really? You do that for me? Of course. We're all in this together after all. A wave of relief washes over me. Even after what I've done to the girls, they're still willing to help me. Or maybe they're just taking pity on me. Whatever the case is, I need to man up and figure this job out. Okay, what do you think it means to be a manager then? Well, when I think of a manager, I think of a coach on a team, organizing the players and their training equipment, coming up with a playbook and leading practice. That, in a way, is very translatable to a cafe. Even though we're technically a coach, but we're not leading a coach for a sports team, we're leading a coach for maids here. So training equipment can be translated towards things that can be used in the kitchen, things that can be used in order to help you with customers. Stuff like that. True, we're not exactly a sports team, but I mean some of that makes sense here. Yeah, it's translatable. I do have to deal with inventory. We may not be out on the field, but I think the focus on teamwork and organization still applies to us exactly. So, maybe coming up with the different items and working with you girls then? Yeah, exactly that stuff. Maybe planning fun things to do with customers too. That's a great idea, Ayase-san. I pop open an empty document on my computer and start jotting stuff down. New ways to engage with customers. Got it. What about you, Sena-kan? Well, when I think of a manager, I think of a person that I work with for modeling. She spends a lot of her time booking photo shoots and events for me. She also makes sure my outfits are in order, and that she has all my accessories and makeup ready when I arrive. That's pretty cool to say. We kind of already have that though. You self-manage. Kind of falls under things like inventory. What else does she do? Sena thinks for a moment. I'm genuinely curious about what her manager all does. I've never met an actual model before, so hearing about that facet of Sena's life is quite intriguing. Well, she also spends time promoting my work. Social media. Social media is a great way of doing that. Magazine inclusions, advertising. She's a very busy woman. So we could have our own social media of this cafe, and as the social media manager, I could promote all of the different things that these maids have done that have really I don't have to think of the words now, but have really shone up to them, and social media is, in a way, free advertising. What if Florina-san did more with advertising for us? Yes! We could fill every seat in the cafe if we run ads on TV or something. I don't think we have the budget of that kind of advertising, but I like the idea. Maybe not TV ads, but we should be able to do some online marketing? Exactly what I was thinking, yes. I type up a few more notes into my document, and even after such a short discussion, I'm feeling so much better about the job. At least this is giving me some direction. Not like some people where every stupid phone call is a massive interruption. I think the big takeaway is just to think about the word manager. It means to manage. Aren't you not supposed to use the word in its definition? I suppose you're right, Ayase-san. But I get the idea now. Whether it's managing a sports team or a model's career, the basics seem to be the same. But maybe I could look into this marketing and online advertising stuff. I think that's a great idea. As in like saying, Ayase did this particular role today, and these customers are very happy with the service that they have provided. This is Ayase's spotlight of the day, or something like that. Oh, well, you guys better get back to it, I suppose. Thank you so very much for your help. Of course. I'm glad we could help you, Florina-san. With that, both Sena and Ayase exit my office and go back to work. I'm so glad that they stopped by. With the help from both girls, I've got a much better idea of how to help this cafe than I did before. Perhaps the owner will bring some other things to light in his email tomorrow, but at least I have a starting point now. I spend the remainder of the day poking around online and some other bits and bobs. It's not the most productive few hours, but at least I'm getting introduced to the concept of online marketing. As the day comes to a close, I step out of my office to help out with the closing duties. I no more than close the door behind me when I hear Sena's and Ayase's voice from the dining area. You think we're going to be on part-time for very long? I would think not. I think Florina-san just wants to tighten the cafe's belt a bit. It sounded like the previous manager wasn't good at bookkeeping. He was kind of a spaz at times. I just don't want to lose any more hours. I'm not a model like you. I hang back listening to their conversation. It feels awkward just walking out now. Sorry. It's alright, Ayase-san. I know you didn't mean anything by it. Also, it's not always going to be Sena and Ayako all the time as pairs. We're going to alternate as pairs. If we weren't paired together, I'd give you some of my hours. No, that's okay. That wouldn't be right either. Did I maybe go too far? The hour cut wasn't an entirely impulsive decision. Yeah, it wasn't like, right now, you're only going to be working half the hours that you're doing. By cutting the amount of days you're going to be working. Something like that. Well, the only other option is to half each maid's pay each day, but all four of them can still be here. Better not eavesdrop any further. I'll let out a sigh and wander out to greet the girls. Ayase-san, Sena-kan, how'd the rest of the day go? Hope you didn't miss me too much. I'll pretend as though I heard nothing and give them my biggest smile. Better at least try and end the day on a high note than send everyone home with lowered spirits. The crowd was steady for a weekday. We managed to hold our own. Going to take some getting used to. Without Nanase-kan or Hayase-kan-san, it felt busier. It will take some getting used to, but I'm glad things went well for the two of you today. Do you need any help with closing duties? Sena and Ayase exchanged glances and then looked back at me. We actually started them right before the cafe closed. The place was empty enough for one maid to waitress and the other to start closing up. It worked out pretty well. So we're actually almost done. Oh, you should have said something. I would have come out and helped. That's alright, we didn't want to disturb you. You were so excited about our meeting. Gotta get used to the new schedule somehow. These girls, they're really too good to be working here. I owe them a lot. This first day could have been a complete disaster. But they made the best of it. Even though I know they're not thrilled with the schedule, both Piracy and Sena put on their best face and do what they can. Of course, I expected tomorrow to be the bumpy part of the road with Nancy and Hayasaka. Yeah, those two are the more bolsterous pairing, or the bolsterous characters out of the four, actually. I need to think of something I could do to lighten their moods, or at least Nancy's. Is there anything I can do then? Not really. I've even got things under control. Thank you for offering. I owe these girls a big thank you, but they also look ready to go home too. Of course we're going to thank both girls. What kind of individual would not thank both of them? Like, they both did their part. Thank both girls. What would I do without these two? Not only did they keep their smiles and their spirits up, but they even helped me brainstorm ideas how to help the cafe. There's something to be said for hard-working, positive-minded employees. Both Piracy and Sena had every right to scream at me for cutting their hours. Instead, they made the best of the situation, and we're better off for it. Sena-can, Piracy-san, I just want to give both of you girls a big thank you for today. I don't know what I would have done without you. That's very sweet, Valerian-san. We were only doing our job. Yes, but you're doing your job much more than most of us could. What goods are made if you can't count on them? I have a good laugh, too true. Good point, but still, you both have every reason to be frustrated with me. So I really appreciate your hard work in helping me brainstorm ideas with managing the place. Thank you both so much. Every cafe has rough times. It doesn't help that you're new here. As long as everyone works together, I'm sure you'll figure out things. Like we said, teamwork, sportsmanship. No, I in team. I just really appreciate it. Let me know if you need anything. Of course. Just as long as you do the same. I will. Now why don't you two run along, and I'll finish closing up. Both girls give me a smile and head off to change and then head out. It's so encouraging to know people have your back. Where would I be without Piracy and Sena? I have no clue. I only know that it wouldn't be good. Once the two girls head out, I poke around a bit longer with some things at the cafe. I'm feeling good about tomorrow. Well, more specifically, cautiously optimistic. Nancy didn't exactly give off positive vibes from yesterday. Her and Hayasaka might be a little more critical of things. That's not bad, but I need to be prepared for it mentally. Once everything is locked up and put away, I head out into the streets and into the cool evening air. And tomorrow comes. And tomorrow does come. Well, here I sit in my own little fortress of solitude. It's funny how isolating the cafe can be when no one else is around, and we'll pick this up in the next time around of Girls, Girls, Girls. I am really liking this game so far. The story is so tightly packed that there is no room really for wondering what happened in between scenarios. Like, the very only little bit is Hayasaka and his sister, but that's like out of scene elements. It's not really like, I wonder what happened here, I wonder what happened there, I wonder what would have taken place if there was a scene here. It's very tightly compact, and I really love it about this game. And it's a great thing about a lot of visual novels which are written well. It's the fact that the story is so tightly compact that it's not really leaving you room for wonder as to like what's going on and stuff like that. But I am very interested to see how the next day plays out, because of the fact that we have the more bolder pairing here out of the two on these 2 days. Hayasaka and Nancy. I wonder how this day is going to go about, and if Nancy threatens us with any more dares of any kind of bulging experiences. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next time with Girls, Girls, Girls. Remember, there's a link in the description where you'll be able to purchase this game for yourselves. Hope you're enjoying this game so far if you're playing this for yourselves as well. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves, you lovely maids.